Hi guys, this is Vijay and I hope you are doing well. In this video lecture, we will discuss the various applications of steady flow energy equation in engineering applications. In previous lecture, we have already derived this equation. If you have not seen this video lecture, then I given the link in the description. Let us start. First law applied to a process. The steady flow energy equation to a flow process is in many of the engineering applications such as gas turbine or steam turbine, centrifugal pump, in heat exchangers, in compressor. We can also apply it in nozzles and diffuser. Now we will discuss one by one application in details. The first one is nozzles and diffusers. The function of the nozzle is to increase the velocity and the function of the diffuser is to increase the pressure. A nozzle is a device for increasing the velocity of a steadily flowing steam at the expense of its pressure and hence enthalpy. A diffuser is a device that increases the pressure of a fluid by slowing it down. That is, nozzle and diffuser perform opposite tasks. Nozzles and diffusers are commonly utilized in jet engines, rocket engines, spacecraft, cleaning equipment, in fuel injection system, in IC engine. These are the various applications of nozzles and diffusers. Now we apply the steady flow energy equations for nozzles and diffusers. We have already derived this equation in our previous lecture. So in case of a nozzle, we know that nozzle is not an output device, means there is no any work will be produced. So here we are considering work done equal to 0. There is no any output in case of a nozzle and diffuser. In case of a nozzles and diffusers, the walls are insulated, so there is no any heat transfer, it will be take place. So here we are also considering Q is 0. And nozzle is a horizontal, means there is no any elevation difference between the inlet and outlet side. So here we are considering Z1 equal to Z2. Hence the steady flow energy equation is reduced to, so here Z1 and Z2 cancel out. There is no any heat transfer will be take place because the walls are insulated, so Q is 0. There is no any output during the process, so work done is also 0. Hence the steady flow energy equation is reduced to M into bracket H1 plus C1 square by 2 equal to M into bracket H2 plus C2 square by 2. Now further we simplified this equation. In steady flow energy equation, here we are considering mass remains same, so it is cancelled out, and this equation is reduced to C2 square by 2 minus C1 square by 2 equal to H1 minus H2. So C2 square minus C1 square equal to 2 in bracket H1 minus H2. Now we are taking under root on both the side, left hand side and right hand side, and this minus C1 square, it is shifted on right hand side. So C2 equal to under root sine C1 square plus 2 in bracket H1 minus H2. If the inlet velocity is very low as compared to the outlet velocity, so at that time we neglect the C1. So C2 equal to under root 2 in bracket H1 minus H2. So this is the equation of outlet velocity. Okay, so this is the simplified form of equation for nozzle. Now we apply the steady flow energy equation for heat exchanger. Okay, so heat exchanger is a device in which hot fluid will become cold fluid. There are various types of heat exchanger. Surface condenser, this is surface condenser, this is boiler, it is also one type of heat exchanger. It is a refrigerator condenser, it is a plate type heat exchanger, and it is used in dairy industries. This is a evaporator coil, it is used in our domestic air conditioner. So these are the various types of heat exchanger. Now we apply the steady flow energy equation. This is the steady flow energy equation. So in case of a heat exchanger, here we are considering heat transfer is not equal to 0 because the application of the heat exchanger is to transfer the heat. During the process there is no any work done will be produced, so here work done is 0. Here we neglect the potential energy and kinetic energy, hence steady flow energy equation is reduced to mH1 plus Q equal to M into H2. Okay, further we simplified this equation, Q equal to M into H2 minus H1. For condenser and evaporator, flow energy balance equation, heat loss by the steam equal to heat gain by the cooling water. Here ms equal to mass flow of steam and mw means mass flow of cooling water, and h suffix si and h suffix so means enthalpy of steam at inlet side and enthalpy of steam at outlet side, same as for h suffix wo and h suffix wi means enthalpy of water at outlet side minus enthalpy of water at inlet side. Now we will apply the steady flow energy equation for steam turbine or gas turbine. A turbine is a device for obtaining work from a flow of fluid expanding from high pressure to low pressure. So during the expansion process, volume will be increased and pressure will be decreased and the output will be produced. So the characteristic feature of flow through a steam or gas turbine are: turbine is a work output device, so here we are considering the work done. If system will produce the work, at that time we are considering positive sign, and we are doing the work on the system, at that time we are considering negative sign. So here the turbine will produce the work, so here we are considering positive sign. In some of the case, like as in case of a pump and compressor, we are doing work on the system, so at that time we are considering negative sign. Here we neglect the velocity change in the flow of fluid, so C1 equal to C2 and Z1 equal to Z2. And in case of a turbine, the walls are thermally insulated, so there is no any heat transfer between system and surrounding. So here we are considering Q equal to 0, means there is no any heat transfer between system and surrounding. Hence, steady flow energy equation is reduced to m into h1. Here we neglect the kinetic energy at inlet and outlet side. Here we also neglect the potential energy. And turbine, in case of a turbine, its walls are insulated, so here we are neglecting the heat transfer, means here we are considering heat transfer is 0, and turbine is an output device, means it will produce the output. So the simplified form of steady flow energy equation is m into h1 plus 0, because the walls are insulated, so here we are considering Q equal to 0 into m into h2 plus work done. Further we simplified this equation, so work done equal to m into h1 minus h2. Apparently work is done at the expense of enthalpy. Now we apply the steady flow energy equation for centrifugal pump. The centrifugal pump works on the centrifugal principle, so it is called centrifugal pump, and the centrifugal force means the mass is away from centroidal axis. Here we are considering HS and HD. HS means suction head, or we can say it is equal to Z1, and it is the height required to deliver the water from sump to the center of the impeller, and we are considering HD equal to Z2, or we can say it is the height required to deliver the water from impeller eye to the delivery tank. And the special application of the centrifugal pump is we can handle any type of slurry by using this pump. Okay, this is the special purpose application of centrifugal pump. We can handle any type of slurries. Now we apply the steady flow energy equation. This is the steady flow energy equation. The characteristic feature of flow through a centrifugal pumps are: here we are considering work done sign is negative, because here we are doing work on the system. Okay. And in case of a turbine, system will give the output, at that time we are considering positive sign. So here we neglect the change in temperature of water, because the application of the centrifugal pump is to handle the liquid from one place to another place, so there is no any heat transfer will be there. So here we are considering Q equal to 0, and change in specific internal energy is also 0, because temperature remain same. As water is incompressible fluid, its specific volume and hence density will remain constant, because it is incompressible, so density remains same, and we know that specific volume means it is the reciprocal term of density, so it will remain same or constant. Hence steady flow energy equation is reduced to m into E1 V1 plus C1 square by 2 plus GZ1. We know that enthalpy equal to, it is the sum of internal energy plus product of pressure into volume. So here internal energy is 0, so put the value E1 V1 instead of H1, and same for H2 P2 V2. Okay, and here we are considering there is no any heat transfer, so Q is 0, and here we are considering negative sign because we are doing work on the system. Okay, so in some of the application the centrifugal pump it will receive the power from electric motor, or in some of the agriculture application it will receive the power from engine. So it is a work input device. Okay, it is not a work output device. So for work input device we are considering negative sign. So this is the equation of work done. Now we will apply the steady flow energy equation for throttling process. Throttling is the expansion of fluid from high pressure to low pressure. This process occurs when fluid passes through an obstacle, for example partially open valve, or we can say porous plug or small orifice placed in the fluid flow passage. The throttling process is commonly used in a refrigeration system for reducing the pressure of the refrigerant before entering into the evaporator. Okay, this is a capillary tube. It is used in VCR cycle. Now we apply the steady flow energy equation for throttling process. So in throttling process, during the process there is no any output will be produced. So here we are considering work done is 0. No heat interaction as a pipe is thermally insulated. So here we are considering Q is also 0. Here we are considering Q equal to 0. Here we neglect the change in velocity during the flow of fluid. So C1 equal to C2, and here we also neglect the potential energy. So Z1 equal to Z2. Hence steady flow energy equation reduced to H1 equal to H2. Okay, so here we neglect kinetic energy. Here we neglect potential energy. There is no any output during the process, so work done is 0, and there is no any heat transfer will be take place because pipe is insulated and mass remains same. So the equation is reduced to H1 equal to H2. It is also called isenthalpic process. For a perfect gas, here we are considering Cp into T1 equal to Cp into T2, where C suffix P means specific heat at constant pressure, and T1 and T2 is the inlet and outlet temperature. Thus for a perfect gas, the temperature before and after throttling is always same. Now we apply steady flow energy equation for compressor. We know that the application of the compressor is to increase the pressure of any of the gas. Now we apply the steady flow energy equation. So in case of a compressor, we know that it is a work input device. It will not produce the output. Here we require the input energy to run the system. Okay, so work done on the system. So here we are considering negative sign. Here we neglect the velocity change during the process, so C1 equal to C2, and we also neglect the potential energy, so Z1 equal to Z2. So in case of a reciprocating compressor, generally observe that here we are using fins to transfer the heat, because during the process, in case of a compressor, the pressure of the gas will be increased, so temperature of the gas is also increases. Okay, so to transfer the heat, here we provide the fins, so the heat transfer will be take place. So the appreciable amount of heat transfer is involved. Heat is lost from the system as it gets sufficient time to interact with the surrounding because of low speed. So here we cannot consider Q equal to 0. So Q is not equal to 0, and here we are considering Q is a negative sign because system will reject the heat. So whenever in case of a boiler, in this particular case heat supply will be there, so at that time we are considering positive sign and system will reject the heat. At that time we are considering negative sign. So hence steady flow energy equation is reduced to, here kinetic energy and potential energy is neglected. In case of a compressor, it is a work input device, so here we are considering negative sign because work done on the system. So here we are considering negative sign. Here system will reject the heat, so here we are considering Q is negative. Okay, and potential and kinetic energy is neglected. So this is the simplified form of steady flow energy equation for reciprocating compressor. Further we simplified this equation. So work done of compressor equal to Q plus M into bracket H2 minus H1. So this is the simplified form of steady flow energy equation for reciprocating compressor.